Dear Diary, today I saw the look in his eyes, and I knew. I knew before he even spoke. I stood there, gripping the remnants of my offering. Wilted leaves, stalks broken from being tossed aside, the scent of sweat still clinging to me. My finest crops, the best I had grown with my own hands. I had worked the earth, toiled under the burning sun, carved my livelihood from the dirt itself, and yet it wasn't enough. Abel stood next to me, his hands empty, his offering, fat portions from the firstborn of his flock, had already been consumed, accepted. I swallowed hard as I looked up. The presence of the Almighty lingered, but something was different. He looked upon Abel with favor, but when he turned to me, there was only silence. My stomach tightened. I forced myself to stand taller, to ignore the way my chest burned, but my hands curled into fists. Abel's face was unreadable, but I knew what he was thinking. I could see it in the way his shoulders squared, the way his chin lifted. He was the favored one, and me? I was nothing. Have you ever felt that way? Like, no matter how hard you try, you will never be enough? If you have, then stay with me, because this is only the beginning. Dear Diary, today I feel something I cannot control. I can't stop replaying the moment in my mind. The look on Abel's face, the way he stood there quietly as I wrestled with my shame, the way his offering was met with fire, while mine was left to rot. I don't need his pity. I don't need anyone's pity. When I returned to my fields, my hands trembled as I pulled at the soil, yanking out weeds that had barely begun to sprout. I tried to work. I tried to push it away, but the anger, it only grew. Why did he accept Abel's offering and not mine? Was it because my hands are stained with dirt instead of blood? Because I grew life instead of taking it? It isn't fair! His voice came to me today, soft but firm, like a father correcting a child. He asked me why I was angry, why my face was downcast. He told me that if I did what was right, I would be accepted too. That sin was crouching at my door, waiting to consume me, but I had to rule over it. Rule over it? Does he not see? I have done everything right. I have worked tirelessly, toiled under the sun, given my very best, and still he favors Abel. Abel, who does nothing but watch over flocks. Abel, who doesn't break his back in the fields. Abel, who gets everything handed to him. How am I supposed to rule over it when the injustice is so clear? Dear Diary, today I made up my mind. Abel came to me earlier. He spoke as if nothing had happened, his voice light, his steps unbothered. It was unbearable. The weight of my shame has hardened into something else, something dark, something sharp. I have thought about it for days now. Every time I see him, I feel the fire in my chest grow stronger. He moves so freely, without the weight of rejection. Tomorrow, I will take him to the field. It will look like any other day, just two brothers walking together. He will suspect nothing. But this time, things will be different. Tomorrow, it ends. Dear Diary, today the ground is stained with blood. The sun was high when I called Abel to the field. He came willingly, as he always did when I asked. No suspicion, no hesitation. For a brief moment, though, I did hesitate. But then I saw him smile. It was effortless, unburdened. He didn't carry what I carried. He would never understand the weight of rejection. That was when the fire inside me took control. I don't remember the moment I struck him, only that my hands were moving, that my breath was ragged, that everything happened too fast. One blow should have been enough. It wasn't. The second strike was harder. The third was when the silence fell. I staggered back, my chest rising and falling rapidly. Abel lay still, too still. His chest did not rise, his lips did not move, his eyes, once so full of life, stared blankly into the sky. I took a step back. My breath came in gasps. What have I done? I looked at my hands. They were covered in him. Dear diary, today he called my name and I could not hide. I buried him beneath the soil. I covered him with the earth I once tended with my own hands. And then I ran. I do not know where I was going, only that I needed to be far away. But before I could leave, his voice came. It was like nothing before. It was not the quiet voice of warning. It was not the voice that once walked in the garden with my parents. It was everywhere. It was everything. Cain, where is your brother? I knew that he knew. But still, I lied. I don't know, I said. Am I my brother's keeper? The words tasted bitter. Then he spoke again. What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. The world seemed to tilt beneath me. I swallowed hard. The wind around me was still, but inside, a storm raged. He knew. Of course he knew. Dear diary, today he cursed me. His words were final. Now you are under a curse and driven from the ground, which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. I flinched. When you work the ground, it will no longer yield its crops for you. My breath caught. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth. I wanted to scream. I wanted to beg. But I said nothing. The truth settled over me like a weight I could never lift. I had lost everything. No home, no peace, no future. Dear diary, today I begged for mercy. I could not bear it. The weight of his words crushed me, heavier than any stone. My punishment is more than I can bear, I cried out. Today you are driving me from the land, and I will be hidden from your presence. I will be a restless wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me. I had never felt fear like this before, not even in the moment I struck Abel down. This is worse than death. To be cast out from his presence, to know that the land itself will reject me, to be truly alone. But he did not leave me without a final word. Not so. If anyone kills Cain, he will suffer vengeance 7 times over. And then he placed a mark upon me. I do not know what it looks like, only that I felt something shift, an invisible weight upon me, different from the burden of my sin. A warning, a seal, a sign to the world that though I am cursed, I will not be touched. And yet, what is mercy when it does not take away the suffering? I am to live, but what kind of life is this? Dear diary, today I left everything behind. I walked until my feet bled. The land became unfamiliar. The trees, the hills, the sky. I knew none of them. I had always known home, the land my father tilled, the place where my mother sang and my brother laughed. But now, there is no home for me. The ground beneath me is cursed. The soil refuses me. The crops wither under my touch. I see the animals in the fields, but they flee when I approach. The earth knows what I have done. I wonder if Abel's blood still cries out. I wonder if it will ever be silent. I have made my way east, beyond the land we once knew, to a place they call Nod, the land of wandering. How fitting, for what am I now but a man without rest? Dear diary, tonight I write my final words. Years have passed. I do not know how many. Time moves differently when there's no place to call home. I have built a city. It is named after my son, Enoch. It should bring me pride, but it does not. Some say I am a man of strength, a builder, a leader, but they do not know the truth. They do not know that my hands are stained with blood, that I still wake at night hearing Abel's voice in the wind. They do not know that I was marked not only by God's mercy, but by my own failure. I wanted to be greater than my brother. I wanted to rise above him, but I have only made myself nothing. And the greatest curse of all, I will live long enough to remember it.